de Tin Marín de los Pingües. Welcome to season number 2. Welcome, guys. This is like Dr. Diego says, this is season number 2 of our beloved podcast, The Clench. And Mario, could you just run it? Well, guys, we're so happy to be here. This is season number 2, and just like any new season, there's new stuff coming in. There's new doctors in our clinic. There's new staff in our clinic. We have a new multimedia member who's not so new. Mario has worked with us. He's part of the old school. Yeah, as you can see in this picture, we know him since we were little, and there's actually a story behind this, man, where Mario could have been our brother. Oh my God, that's not say this in camera. All right. Anyways, you're gonna have to cut. But I can see. My mom was right there, and she's like, "And Mom, I'm sorry that you had to find out this way." I'm just kidding. She knew. Anyways, there's new stuff coming in, and we're happy to be here. We are very excited, and we have some things to talk about. Yeah, I feel like just giving you guys an update on us, on what we're doing. It is summer. It's hot outside. It's kind of chilly in here because the AC's on. Yeah. But it's hot outside, and people are still coming to Mexico in the summer, And you know what? Talking about coming to Mexico, let me tell you a little bit about something that's been going on, and a lot of you know already, is that we as a clinic kind of have become internationally known for a procedure that we do a lot here. And it's the full arch procedure, and we've been invited all over the world to speak on the subject. We're actually leaving in 2 days to Mexico City to talk about this. Now I'm talking with an accent. I understand. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is, one of the things that I'm most concerned about, and I feel like we were talking about this earlier, Diego, I don't know why, deja vu, is that for sure we work border dentistry, and this video is going to be about full arch, but we work border dentistry, and therefore a lot of our patients, 98% of our patients, come see us because it's cheaper, cheaper money-wise, it's not as expensive as in the States. Therefore, we do a lot of this procedure, and therefore we got good at it. The problem is, in my mind with this, right, is I don't want people to come see us in the future, I guess, because, oh my gosh, the prices are so much lower. I want people to come see us because they're like, well, I want to look for the best in the world, like, how do I get my teeth done by somebody that's like best in the world? That's what my goal is, Yeah. I don't know what you think about that.
I don't think that necessarily cheaper means cheaper quality, and for sure it's more economical, but we in this town, we have a lot of talent. Not only in our clinic, our town is full of talent, amazing surgeons. We're doing all kinds of prosthetic magic. We mill our own stuff.
You know what, Diego? I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's another subject too.
But I'm so happy that you touched the subject on, because a lot of people come to me and they're like, "Oh, have you heard of this clinic? They're your competition,"
Right.
And I've always had this idea, like, I don't feel like I have competition, but in the good way, because I do agree with you. There's so many clinics here in Algodones that I'm like, respect. Like, that's good work.
And we have learned from them, like so much.
Yeah.
Our mentors are in this town too.
Some of our mentors are in this town, yeah, for sure, and like, I would name a few, but I don't want to, like, if I miss one, to have the other one be like, "Oh, you guys suck." Like, no, I have a lot of friends here in Algodones. So if you've been treated here in Algodones and your work is doing excellent, you probably went to one of those clinics,
yeah,
which I'm proud of, because I don't really only care for my clinic in Mexico. I care for, like, Mexico as a country, delivering quality work to Americans or to people from Canada or any part of the world. So we kind of like just lift up the name of Mexico, but also the misleading or all this information about, oh, don't go to Mexico, you're gonna get hurt, your implants are gonna fail. Like, it's not true,
I think we all want to change that. I think not only in our town but in Mexico we want to change that culture.
True.
It's a new generation of artists that is coming up. And I say artists because I feel like we are artists, surgeons.
Yeah.
And we work with our hands, you know, we want to be proud of what we're making, you know. So yeah, I think we are changing that.
I got a question for you, Diego.
Hold on, before you go into that, I want to show you guys where we are in the map. So if you go to the west coast of the United States, you have Los Angeles up here, then you go down and it's San Diego. Phoenix is up nearby. Yuma, Arizona is just crossing the border with us. Algodones is that little tiny spot. It's actually the most northern part of Mexico, isn't it?
I feel like it's the most north. It's the north.
It's the most northwest.
Northeast.
No, northwest. Well, you guys tell us in the west. Yeah.
Where are we anyway?
We're in the U.S. Yeah, we're not. We're in Mexico. So anyways, we are right there in that little dot.
Los Algodones, Baja California, Mexico. That's the town.
I think it's the prettiest border town in the world.
It's only a bunch of dental offices and there's also people that do Botox here, really good.
Yeah.
There's also pharmacies. There's, you know, it's thriving, you know.
Yeah.
Diego, why don't you tell us a little bit? Let's not get off focus. What is full arch for the people that want to know? Like, what's full arch? What does it consist of?
Full arch is a solution to
Terminal dentition.
to lack of bone.
Yeah.
To like the patient a fixed solution. It's a fixed solution.
It is a fixed
to a complicated or a dysfunctional bite.
Okay, explain fixed though. What do you mean fixed?
Fixed means you're not going to take it off. You're not going to take off like you would a traditional denture, a conventional denture, you know?
Right.
So it's screwed in and by your dentist, by us, and it is left intact, you know, left in there until it is removed later on, 6 months later, 8 months later.
If it needs to be, yeah.
Yes.
What is it not? What prior to that, what type of treatment did we have for patients that didn't have teeth?
It was dentures. And we were talking about this a few days ago.
Yeah.
You know, our uncle, who was one of the first dentists here in this town, he was get really good at making dentures for his patients. That was the solution that they had back then, you know. So, but patients had to learn to use glue, you know, to like, or you know, just by suction, just by retention, use dentures without them being anchored to anything. Then they tried to anchor them to teeth. There is a little bit of history, you know?
Like a telescopic type of thing?
Yeah, try to anchor them to teeth so they wouldn't move, and they would last a few years, but then the teeth would, you know, start moving, or the bone around those teeth would go bad, and you would end up with a conventional denture. So implants, I mean, obviously implants have been in the picture for a long time, but it is until recently, and I would say recently, 10, 15 years ago, that implants started to work for us in a more as an easy solution, you know,
you know what? Patients that nowadays, like the implantology world,
non-removable though. This is where this is good for the patients because it's something that's stable.
Yeah.
It's a passive fit and it's stable. Anchored, you could call it anchored, and it won't move, you know.
You know what? Nowadays, there's two ways to do this. There's something we call immediate load, which is very common. Like I would say 98% of our cases are immediate load. And then there's the conventional way, which is where your dentist pulls out your teeth, buries 4, 5, 6 implants, and then you wear a denture for 3 to 6 months, right? You come back, they get exposed, and then you make them fixed, you know? Nowadays, we use longer screws or implants, and then we do a lot more something called immediate load. But we also, here at our clinic, do a lot of, we call them zygomatic implants or pterygoid implants, which is a type of implant. We call it an extramaxillary implant because it's not here.
I'm sure you can put the picture.
Yeah, you sure we could. Yeah.
If you look at the maxillary, then this is the normal area where you would place, you know, an all-on-4 for implants. And most anterior part or more to the front of the face. Zygomatic implants are these the ones that are anchored
They're just longer implants
on the cheekbone.
Yeah.
And then there's the pterygoid implants, which go way back here.
They go to the sphenoid bone. So, and we do those implants here, you know. So if somebody says like, "Oh, we can't do anything about you, like you don't have bone," there's usually 1% know how to do this, but there's solutions to that.
Now there's a whole list of things that make you qualify for these type of implants. Health or your health condition is obviously important for any type of procedure.
Paramount.
We have a case that
let's show it, guys. I don't know if you guys have questions about full arch. We want to kind of focus. We teach about this, but I feel like a lot of our patients watch these videos before coming to see us. You guys might have questions that, maybe you can watch a YouTube video and let the idea sit in before you come to Mexico and get it done.
Yeah.
So please, in the comment section below, just drop some comments.
So this is our friend Tony. This is our patient also, and this patient came to us a couple years ago with the necessity of full arch.
Yep.
As a solution. This is a initial picture. I mean, we're gonna try to be quick about it. There was an interesting situation there with him because we couldn't do surgery on his first visit.
Oh, yes, guys. A lot of you are coming to see us from very far away, as was his case.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada. And we ask normally, hey, give us some blood work. What's your medications you're taking, get us a CT scan if you can. And some patients don't do it. And very well, it's okay if you want to make the trip. But there's situations where because of a medical condition that is either untreated or unknown to the patient, we cannot proceed with the procedure. That's what had happened with this case. So he came, he loved us, we loved him. It was a great case. But we said, guess what? You need to go see a doctor, get your A1C. He's diabetic. Get your A1C back to a more normal number, your glucose levels. And then we can do surgery on you, less complications, less probable cause of infections or whatever. So he did that, guys, consider you're coming all the way to Mexico. Get us some blood work or just come with the idea that your treatment plan might vary, might change,
Right.
So he did that. He left back and then he came back. Everything was good. His health was good. He was doing great. And we said, let's do surgery.
So here's the CT scan.
Yep.
And the CT scan, and we're doing this morning actually with another patient.
Yep.
Our first approach is to see if there's any way that we could avoid a full arch, if we can go the conservative way,
Save the teeth.
If we can save the teeth,
Sure.
And what it would take to save the teeth that we have, the remaining teeth. And so it was with Tony. We talked about it, but we decided together with the patient that the best solution was to remove the teeth and place implants.
Yep.
I think we also have
Surgery picture
here, but we're not going to show it.
All I have to say about surgery, and I'm usually the one that does it, or Dr. Kevin here at the clinic for bigger cases, is yes, it's a surgery. It doesn't feel as minor as it is. We have to open a flap. We got to touch up your bone. Got to screw the implant, drill the implants in. You are asleep though. Patients just go to sleep, and we call it here erase the cassette. We use the drugs to make you forget if you want to remember anything. And usually you wake up and the surgery's done, and sugar and spice and everything nice. Recovery is recovery, just as any surgery, guys. Obviously, there's painkillers, so you're not suffering in pain.
Yeah.
But every patient is a little different. Some bruise up a little, some swell more than others.
We did, going back to the CT scan.
Yeah.
And we did talk with Tony about the scenario of not being able to place the implants.
True.
Because the bone looked a little bit.
That's a good subject, too.
That's a subject that we always touch with patients, sometimes we think everything's going to go well. And during surgery, sometimes blood pressure will rise.
Yeah.
Or a patient, starts to move a lot or clench his jaw a lot. There's all kinds of scenarios that we can talk about.
There is, sure. Really,
but
there is.
We always tell the patients, hey, it can go It could go sideways and maybe not go as plan A. We might end up with plan B or plan
With
C.
the adventure or something else, yeah.
And it happens, you know. We don't like it. We always like to aim for plan A.
Right.
And we get it most of the time.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
7 months later, the patient comes back looking like this. The gums look great.
well, not just like the gums, you know, all this that you see here is Dr. Diego's
That's
magic.
a technique for taking impressions
Right.
digitally.
Right.
But what I want to show is the gums, the way that they should look like. You know,
They look really good.
we always aim for a flat, and I think it was achieved with Tony.
Love it.
Well, we start designing the digital part kicks in. We design the team.
Which dentistry is so digital nowadays. That's why we can do things like this,
Yeah.
you know, where we either plan the surgery digitally and like we got surgical guides. So you like aim exactly where you want your implants to go.
I think you want to show those some of the
Surgical guides? Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is just going to get on.
This is what a surgical guide looks like.
Yeah.
This is the bone right there. A little bit of the guide. Those little holes that you see is where the implants will go.
It's just really nice, guys.
Anyways, back to Tony. This is a prototype. Prototypes can look very ugly sometimes. They're basically just to test that we are going the right way.
Right.
But the final teeth,
Beautiful zirconia.
made out of zirconia. This is from our lab, our own lab.
Look at that, man.
And this is what the patient is looking like today.
If that doesn't look natural, I don't know what does, man.
Yeah, and
That's beautiful.
that's
A closer view. It even looks like he's got some cavities.
yeah.
This is beautiful, guys.
That's the top and that's the bottom.
Yep. And that beautiful smile. Look at that.
Tony smiling. Back it up.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm sure this season will come with a lot of new things. We've kind of dove into a very psychological aspect of our life that we want to share more. So probably episode 2 is going to be a little more deep, you know, for the patients of ours that like the depth of all this, you know. But
We won't be clowns anymore.
we'll try not to be as obvious
Be as serious as we can and as boring as we can be.
as we can be.
No, just kidding. We're not going to do that.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you again hopefully within the next 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Week. Yeah, 2 weeks.
See you guys later. To infinity
And beyond.